Hello everyone, this is CJ with Cycletron. Well, is Harley Davidson finally going to release a true entry-level motorcycle for sale here in the United States? As you know, earlier this year, Harley announced that they were having motorcycles made by QJ Motors in China that are either 350cc or 500cc parallel twin motorcycles that are badged as Harley Davidsons. Harley said that those bikes will be brought over to the United States and be used in the Rider Academy at various dealerships, but they did state that they would not be offered for sale here in the United States. This is probably because most existing Harley Davidson customers would not be happy at all about a Harley badged Chinese-made motorcycle sitting in U.S. showrooms. Now, just a few days ago, Harley officially unveiled their 440X motorcycle made by their partner in India, Hero Moto. So far, this bike is targeted for the Indian market, but I suspect it'll be offered for sale here in the United States, and I'll explain why. Now, the price announced by Harley Davidson for this 440X in India amounts to about $2,800 US. This bike is an air-cooled single cylinder that reportedly puts out 28 horsepower and 27 foot-pounds of torque. The bike's a 6-speed with a chain drive. This finally looks like a pretty good entry-level motorcycle for Harley Davidson, but so far they've been quiet on whether this bike will be offered for sale in North America or Europe. A little later in this video, I'll give you my reasons as to why this bike should and will be offered for sale here in the United States. Currently, the 440X is scheduled for a fall 2023 release. This bike is also important to the market in India, as Harley closed their production facility and dealerships in India in 2020 as part of the Rewire restructuring under the then new CEO, Jochen Zeitz. This segment of the motorcycle market is seeing more and more bikes. In fact, Triumph stole a lot of Harley's thunder by announcing their 400cc motorcycle a day before Harley's announcement. Now, Triumph has announced their pricing in India, which is the same $2,800 mark as the HD 440X. Apparently, though, this price on the Triumph in India is just for the first 10,000 bikes sold. At this introductory price, the Triumph is a much better deal, as it reportedly has significant more punch with 40 horsepower and 27 foot-pounds of torque. The Triumph Street and Scrambler 400s are likely to be considerably more expensive when they go on sale in countries outside of India. Now, here are my reasons for why Harley will likely offer this India-made motorcycle for sale in the US, probably by sometime in 2024. For one, Harley clearly needs an entry-level motorcycle in terms of displacement and price. Currently, their smallest and cheapest motorcycle is the 950cc Nightster, which costs around $15,000 out the door. It also appears to me that Harley desperately wants to start selling foreign-made motorcycles in the United States, and they'll have an easier time doing it with an India-made motorcycle versus, say, one made in China. Now, one argument against Harley Davidson selling a low-priced bike in the United States is that they're focused on selling high-margin bikes, especially in their touring line. There are a lot of signs, though, that sales in the touring segment are starting to slow down due to higher finance rates and general concerns about the economy. Keep in mind that you can typically find Harley e-bicycles at most dealerships that cost between $3,500 and $6,000. I suspect that the HD 440X, if offered for sale in the United States, would have an MSRP of around $4,500 to $5,000. As I mentioned, this 300cc to around 450cc motorcycle segment has a lot of competition with a big range in performance and price options. For example, the made in China CF Moto 300NK, another single-cylinder bike, has an MSRP of $4,200 and has a reported 29 horsepower and 19 foot-pounds of torque. On the top end in price and performance, you could go with a Kawasaki ZX400RR that has 16-valve inline 4-cylinder liquid-cooled engine that produces over 70 horsepower and around 27 foot-pounds of torque, but this bike has an MSRP of $9,600. If Harley does offer their India-made 440X for sale in the United States, they better keep the price range no higher than $4,500 to $5,000. Otherwise, if it's going to be priced above this range, people will instead be looking at the fantastic Triumphs that have considerably more horsepower. I think this segment of smaller displacement motorcycles will appeal to not only beginning riders, but also to people who are looking for second, yet smaller motorcycles to buzz around in urban areas. So what do you think? Do you think Harley Davidson is going to offer this India-made 440X for sale here in the United States, Europe, and Australia? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section and hit those subscribe and notification buttons. Thanks very much.